Not going to introduce myself this video because I think you guys are probably sick of seeing my face today, but I don't care. I'm in a good mood. I'm dressed up. This flag is giving me life, and yeah, today's a good day. Word to Ice Cube. All right, so we're back with more terms, and this is part four. All right, we left off finishing transgender, the definition for transgender, and now we're going to move on to the definition for transsexual. Transsexual is an older term that originated in the medical and psychological communities, still preferred by some people who have permanently changed or seek to change their bodies through medical interventions, including but not limited to hormones and/or surgeries. Unlike transgender, transsexual is not an umbrella term. Ooh, what happened here? So again, transgender is labeled as an umbrella term. Now, with that, I want to mention that some transgender people do not see transgender as being an umbrella term. But for sake of these definitions, it is seen as an umbrella term. Transsexual, however, is definitely not seen as an umbrella term. Okay. Many transgender people do not identify as transsexual and prefer the word transgender. I think I'm one of those people. I just prefer the word transgender. Yeah. It is best to ask which term an individual prefers. If preferred, use as an adjective. So as a transsexual, like transsexual woman or transsexual man. Please, for the love of everything, do not call me a don't say I'm a transgendered. What the hell is transgendered? I am not in the past. I did not transgender in the past. I don't understand how I can transgendered. Okay, I am transgender. Do not say transgenders. Like, I'm not a transgenders. There's not multiple of me. Okay, transgender is it. Okay, that's it. If you're talking about multiple transgender people, again, you see what I did there? It's transgender. Just transgender, not transgenders, not transgendered. Transgender. Stop it after the R. Transgender. Stop. Are we cool? Are we clear? Alright, great. Same goes with same goes with other variations. Okay, great, wonderful. Moving on. Trans. Used as shorthand to mean transgender or transsexual, or sometimes to be inclusive of a wide variety of identities under the transgender umbrella. Whew, Lord, there's so many. It can be inclusive. Okay, if you see trans with an asterisk, which if you don't know what that is, like trans would be written, and then there'd be like that little star-looking symbol. That's called an asterisk. Asterisk. Whatever the hell, I know what I'm saying. I'm probably fucking it up though. But either way, you know what I'm talking about. That is used when talking about like a wide variety or the encompassing term. So what falls underneath trans with the asterisk? Transgender, transsexual. Some people put transvestite under that, which some people have a big issue with the word transvestite. I do believe it's an actual definition in here though, I believe. I'm not sure. But I learned about it today. Anyways, moving on. Gender non-confirming. I think gender non-binary or non-binary. Intersex can fall underneath that umbrella. So, yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot. There's so many variations, so many terms that fall underneath that I can't even go into because when I don't know them all, and two, it would just be really. You think these videos are long with different definitions? Oh, imagine if we just went into like all of the terms that are underneath the umbrella of like trans. We'd be here all day. Okay. So trans is used as shorthand to mean transgender or transsexual, or sometimes to be inclusive of a wide variety of identities under the transgender umbrella. Because its meaning is not precise or widely understood, be careful when using it with audiences who may not understand what it means. Again, because there's so much. They might not know what the hell you mean by trans. Avoid unless used in a direct quote or in cases where you can clearly explain the term's meaning in the context of your story. If you're talking about a transgender person, then, you know, you say trans and someone's like, what? And then you're like, oh, well, this. Or if you're talking about intersex, which was formerly known as hermaphrodite, we're going to get to that, I believe. Hermaphrodite is now considered an offensive term, and the correct term is intersex. Anyways, if you're talking about intersex, and you say something like, I mean, it's hard to explain, because some people might be like, why would you say, like, trans if you're talking about intersex? And why would you say trans if you're talking about gender non-conforming or something? But those all fall underneath the umbrella of trans. It's confusing. It's a lot. Bear with me. That's all we can do, is try to learn. Transgender man. People who were assigned female at birth. You know, example, Exhibit A. But identify and live as a man may use this term to describe themselves. I use this term. They may shorten it to trans man. I use trans man more often. Note trans man, not trans man. Okay, it's trans man with a space, whatever. Although I see a lot of people, well, usually if they're hashtagging or something, obviously. But yeah. Some may also use FTM. I use FTM also. Like I'll say I'm transitioning FTM, something like that. An abbreviation for female and male. Some people prefer to simply be called men without any modifier. Hey, you can call me a man too. Cool. It is best to ask which term an individual prefers. Transgender women or transgender woman, it's the same, except some may choose to be called MTF, which is male to female. Some simply want to be called women without the modifier, and again, ask. Crossdresser. While anyone may wear clothes associated with a different sex, the term crossdresser is typically used to refer to a heterosexual men who occasionally wear clothes, makeup, and accessories culturally assigned with women. This activity is a form of gender expression and not done for entertainment purposes. Not done for entertainment purposes. This is the big thing here. Not done for entertainment purposes. Crossdressers do not wish to permanently change their sex or live full-time as women. Replaces the term transvestite. Okay, so crossdresser basically replaces the term transvestite, although some people really do still use the word transvestite and refer to themselves as that. I don't say that word because when I was growing up, that was very negative, so I don't say that. Please note, transgender women are not cross-dressers or drag queens. Drag queens are men, typically gay men, who dress like women for the purpose of entertainment. Be aware of the differences between transgender women, cross-dressers, and drag queens. Use the term preferred by the individual. Do not use the word transvestite at all, unless someone specifically self-identifies that way. But like I said, avoid that. Transition. Altering one's birth sex is not a one-step procedure. It is a complex process that occurs over a long period of time. Yes, indeed. Transition includes some or all of the following: personal, medical, or legal steps. Telling one's family, friends, and co-workers, using a different name and new pronouns, dressing differently, changing one's name and or sex on legal documents, hormone therapy, and possibly, well, not always, one or more types of surgery. The exact steps involved in transition vary from person to person. Avoid the phrase sex change. Okay. Sex reassignment surgery, aka SRS, refers to doctor-supervised surgical interventions and is only one small part of transition. Avoid the phrase sex change operation. Do not refer to someone as being pre-op or post-op. What they mean, like, if I refer to myself as I'm pre-op because I haven't had operation, but if you say I'm a pre-op, like that makes me feel insecure because I know that. But now, I don't know how to explain it. Just please don't say that. Not all transgender people choose to or can afford to undergo medical surgeries. That's also a reason not to use that, because you don't know if they're even going to have the operation. And journalists should avoid overemphasizing the role of surgeries in the transition process. Note to all journalists out there, stop overemphasizing the role of surgeries in the transition process. Gender identity disorder, aka GID, is now an outdated term and is referred to as gender dysphoria, which is basically a medical term which they use to diagnose you with gender dysphoria, so you can start hormones, you can do what you gotta do. Alright. No, it's in the DSM-5, by the way. Oh boy, this is a lot more. But these are some newer terms, so I'm gonna make another video. So yeah, we're gonna be on video 5. I'm sorry. Deal with it. You're learning. Just be happy that you're learning something new. Alright.